Let's shift our focus to the women's quota bill, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, Prahlad Patel, he took to the microblogging website X and he put out that tweet that, on Monday at the cabinet meeting, it was decided that the cabinet has passed the women's quota bill. And I have some details here with me in terms of what is the women reservation bill, so that I can, in simple terms, tell everybody what it actually is. But, before that, he had to delete that tweet, that X, that post on X. And a lot of people, they said it, then they did not say it. But what we're learning today, as of today morning, it will be taken up in the parliament, maybe on Wednesday, on Thursday, but it has been cleared by the cabinet. Now, what is the women's reservation bill, ladies and gentlemen? Let me tell you. After local bodies, the next step was to ensure reservation in parliament. But this has been a difficult fight. The women's reservation bill proposes to reserve 33% of the seats in the Lok Sabha and the state legislative assemblies for women. It was first introduced in the Lok Sabha as the 81st Amendment bill in September 1996 by the Deve Gowda-led United Front government. The bill failed to get approval of the House and was referred to a joint parliamentary committee which submitted its report to the Lok Sabha in December 1996. Essentially, 33% reservation of seats in the Lok Sabha and the state legislative assemblies. Steps before it becomes a law. The bill will need 2/3 support in each house of the parliament. That means the lower house and the upper house. Number 2, it will also need to be ratified by at least half the state legislatures. And number 3, delimitation exercise to identify the seats will be taken up after the freeze is lifted in 2026. So, whatever happens, it might come into effect after 2026. It says bill could be passed easily as Congress, a key India party of the INDIA bloc, the opposition bloc, is welcoming it, is backing it. But Jairam Ramesh, Nancy, he took to the microblogging website. He said, very welcome step, this is very nice. But when the all-party meet was happening, you could have told us about it. I mean, we could have discussed about it. I mean, we welcome it. But now let's see when the bill comes in, we'll finally see what the salient features are in the bill. But the Congress saying we were backing it. Why didn't you bring it up in the all-party meet?
Yeah. I think Jairam Ramesh is now the flag bearer of, opposing the opposition's flag bearer. Please stop with this secrecy. He's so frustrated right now that,
But is he logical from where he's coming?
Definitely. I mean, this bill, obviously there are some complications to it. When you talk about women reservation bill, the 33% quota has to be given, but does caste play a role in it? So, is it going to get overlaid? Are there going to be layers into it? Is something that, everybody will have to discuss right now. Is gender going to, triumph over caste? Or is it going to, be special reservation for the economically backward classes? So, there are a lot of things to figure out yet. But it is a welcoming bill. I mean, if you would have said this in the all-party meeting, I think there should have been no harm done at that point as well. But I think that, the politics will go on forever, around the bill. But I think the victory right now here for the country is that after 27 years, we have been trying to pass this bill for 27 years now, and now that is finally the cabinet has approved it. I think that is a step forward that everybody should appreciate, whether it's opposition, because everybody is welcoming the bill after all. So that is what's important, because although Prahlad, he got excited and he posted on X that only Modi government can do it. I think I have his Twitter. Yeah, only the Modi government had the moral courage to fulfill the demand for women's reservation, which was proved by the approval of the cabinet. Congratulations, Narendra Modi ji, and congratulations to the Modi government, the minister said on X.
This is what the tweet that was deleted.
Yes, that is what he wrote on his X account.
Can you read that again?
Yeah, definitely. He said that only the Modi government had the moral courage to fulfill the demand for women's reservation, which was proved by the approval of the cabinet. Congratulations, Narendra Modi ji, and congratulations to the Modi government. So he already congratulated Modi ji, and he got so excited.
I think this is exactly why Jairam Ramesh had to intervene, because Jairam Ramesh is more worried about the BJP taking credit for this. He's saying when this is something that has been happening for the longest time, this is something that the Congress party has been asking for the longest time. But away from all the political brinkmanship, let me tell you some salient and interesting points of this bill. Reading here from the Dainik Bhaskar, it says, महिला आरक्षण से नई सांसद की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा. It says here, लोकसभा में 180 महिलाएं होंगी, अभी सिर्फ 78 हैं. I beg your, pardon, my apologies. I don't know the exact Hindi for that. 75.
75.
75, but we need 78.
Yeah.
आरक्षण का तरीका 2010 में पेश किए गए बिल के अनुसार संसद और राज्यों की विधानसभा की 1/3 सीटें महिलाओं के लिए आरक्षित होंगी. संसद और राज्यों में इन सीटों को रोटेशन के आधार, रोटेशन अगेन आंसी सेलिएंट पॉइंट हियर, रोटेशन के आधार पर आरक्षित किया जाएगा. एससी और एसटी के लिए आरक्षित सीटों के कुल संख्या में से 1/3 उन समूहों की महिलाओं के लिए आरक्षित होंगी. यह व्यवस्था 2 चुनाव के लिए होगी. हर आम चुनाव के बाद आरक्षित सीटें बदल जाएंगी. So it's going to be a rotational basis.
Yeah, I think that is what I was talking about, that when you talk about reservation that are based on gender, there are certain layers that one has to look to. And we are talking about opposition here, that cabinet has approved it, but in the opposition, Samajwadi Party and RJD has been, they have been the one who are opposing the bill. They are saying that we welcome the 33% reservation, but we want quota within quota. So they are asking that it's not going to be just, you cannot just give 33% to women in all categories. So there has to be quota within the 33% also, that you were saying that 1/3 of the reservation should go to the SC, ST classes, women belonging to SC, ST class. So this layering will go on forever and ever, and this is something that one needs to iron out. The details still needs to get ironed out. But of course, Jairam Ramesh, and you correctly pointed out that he is, he's scared that Modi government cannot just
Well,
come
it seems
and
like we have that tweet where he is, congratulating the Narendra Modi dispensation. महिला आरक्षण की मांग पूरा करने
का नैतिक
का
साहस
नैतिक साहस
मोदी सरकार में ही था. That is exactly what we are saying, that only he had the courage, and जो कैबिनेट की मंजूरी से साबित हो गया. अभिनंदन नरेंद्र मोदी जी और मोदी सरकार का अभिनंदन. So he has congratulated Modi ji, he has given the credit to Modi ji, that thank you so much for bringing the bill, for passing it after 27 years. So it's a big victory, and of course it's going to paint the center in a good picture right now, because this is a bill that I don't think so. If anybody opposes the bill, then they are going to get,
Are there any arguments that are against the bill?
It's not against the bill. That is what I'm talking about. Everybody who is opposing the bill just
I have some information here in the docket. It says Professor Nivedita Menon has written that opponents of reservation for women argue that the idea runs counter to the principle of equality enshrined in the Constitution. They say that women will not be competing on merit if there is reservation, which could lower their status in society. Second, women are unlike, say, a caste group, which means that they are not a homogeneous community. Therefore, the same arguments made for caste-based reservation cannot be made for women. Third, women's interests cannot be isolated from other social, economic and political strata. Fourth, some argue that reservation of seats in parliament would restrict the choice of voters to women candidates. This has led to suggestions of alternate methods, including reservation for women in political parties and dual member constituencies. But some parties have pointed out that even these may not work, as parties may field women candidates in unwinnable seats, or women may contest the elections but not get voted to power, or they may get relegated to a secondary role. Fifth and finally, as men hold primary power as well as key positions in politics, unfortunately, some have even argued that bringing women into politics could destroy the ideal family. That doesn't seem like a credible argument over there. But Nancy, being a woman, a lady yourself, how are you looking at this development, number one? Because it's a big, big day. First day of the new parliament, and it seems like one of the first things that are going to be taken up is going to be something as iconic and progressive as 33% reservation in Lok Sabha and state assemblies for women.
I mean, definitely it's a victory for our country, because when we talk about, issues like that, and I would be so, frustrated if, if you give 33%, reservation to women, and then you make them come and just talk about issues that are related to just women. That is not going to be fair. I feel like, when we are talking about equality, when we are talking about giving platform, I would love to see a full-fledged, participation from women representatives, because I was reading the figures here and they are saying that share among MPs have not seen a similar increase for the past 27 years, or from, you know, from the time India got independent. In the first Lok Sabha election held in 1951, only 22 women MPs, like 4.41% of the whole MP, in the parliament were just women. So only 22 women were there, and the figure has not changed much. We are talking about 1951 to 2019, and the figure has just risen to 78 women. So I think, it was troubling to see that why there is not active participation of women. I mean, it's sad, but it's the
So
truth.
before we move into the new parliament, there are a couple of things to look at. Number one, we've spoken about what the women reservation bill is essentially. 33% reservation for women in the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies. Apart from that, there is cabinet approval for this. Next up, there are 3 steps that have been very nicely pointed out here. It says the bill will need 2/3 support in each house of the parliament. It will need to be ratified by at least half the state legislatures. Delimitation exercise to identify these seats will be taken up after the freeze is lifted in 2026. More importantly, what we learned in the Dainik Bhaskar was that this is going to be rotational. These seats might rotate as well. Now, all of this is going to happen. It's going to be taken up in the parliament. That process is going to take its natural course. On the other hand, politics. The BJP supporters are saying that this is all because of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and the opposition parties, especially the Congress party, who, by the way, is welcoming this decision and is a key fulcrum of the INDIA bloc. वो कह रहे हैं कि we welcome the decision, but why the secrecy? You could have told us about it. Either way, good step, welcome step.
Yeah, definitely.
All right then. We'll keep bringing you updates, and of course we'll have experts later on in the day to really talk about the women's quota bill, the for and the against. It's going to be a nice discussion. Do tune in for that as well.